NASCAR is back. Oh, here we go. Drivers, start your engine.
And what a way to welcome you to the 2026 NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series. It's the official season kickoff for all things NASCAR, and we are so happy to have you with us. It is an absolutely gorgeous day here at the World Center of Racing. And man, it has been 103 days since we have seen truckers on the track, and here we are so back. I'm Jamie Little. This is Michael Waltrip, and Michael, oh my goodness, we have 44 trucks trying to make this field, and we have some star power. Smoke Tony Stewart, he's back. We have Cletus, I mean, he's a superstar.
That's exactly
and then you have
right.
Travis Pastrana. We have 5 Cup drivers. We have a couple Daytona 500 winners in the field. What do you think about all this?
You're going to have to remind me to breathe. When I come to Daytona for the first race of the year, this is my favorite day of the year, coming through that tunnel 50 years ago, dreaming of winning on the high banks. And I guarantee you, every driver in this field came through that tunnel for the first time today, they had those same dreams. How do you go about winning at Daytona? It all starts in this practice session. I talked to several drivers down there in the garage area. They said maybe a lot of single truck runs, see where they're at, and then some mild drafting, light drafting, just to get a feel for the truck. Man, Jamie, it's kicking off right now, and I couldn't be happy.
It was a buzz out there in the garage. I'll tell you, there's a lot of nerves, and one guy who's seen it all, done it all, Tony Stewart, I think he even has a little bit of nerves, but right now, something's up with his truck. Let's check in with Amanda Busick. How are you, Amanda, and what are you hearing?
Hey guys, yeah, I just talked to Tony Stewart. They were changing around some of the things on his dash. He was worried about visibility on the dash for some of the things that he wanted to read while he was out on track, but about to get out there. The truck is fired and ready to go. I've been talking to most people in this garage about the return of Tony Stewart into the Craftsman Truck Series. It's the first time he's raced here since 2005, the same year he would go on to win his second Cup championship. He was 30 years old at that time. One of the people I talked to, his wife, Leah Stewart, she told me this is the Tony Stewart that everyone knows to expect. He has prepared more for this race than she's seen him prepare for most things. And guys, it is exciting to see these names, as you said, but Smoke, that kind of tops the list maybe heading into Daytona.
Yeah, Tony has 8 previous starts in trucks, Michael, and he said, I don't remember any of them. It was so long ago. So welcome back, Smoke. Hopefully they get everything up to his liking and see him back out on track here shortly. While we take a look at John Hunter Nemechek back in the Truck Series for a few races this year.
Halmar Friesen Racing truck for John Hunter, and this is what we're expecting, Jamie. Guys going out by themselves, seeing where the truck is as he makes a qualifying run, and then maybe come in, change a couple things, and then get out there in a small draft. And you see John Hunter's kicking it off just like that.
So I talked to Stuart Friesen today, and they are very excited to be running this second truck full-time. So he said they're going to have some different faces, some younger drivers they'll give a chance to, and then they'll bring a guy like John Hunter Nemechek in. It's a great way to just get that feedback on what your team's doing.
Did they say anything about older drivers?
I don't know, Mikey. You've got his number, right?
That's right. This track, running a qualifying lap, it looks simple, but there's so much technique. You want to be as close to that yellow line as you can be, Jamie, but you don't want to get all the way down on it because you'll drag your nose and it'll scrub off speed and time. So you just want to run that line as best you can. I like thinking about this qualifying run when we see them do that tomorrow. It's just technique. You just want to be as smooth and as easy as you can be right around that yellow line.
So on the Cup side of things, we've only had a couple changes during the offseason. Truck Series, not so much. We've had a lot of movement. One of the biggest changes is welcoming Ram back to the Truck Series, but these 3 right here moving on.
Moving on out. Corey Heim, historical season last year. What a great job he's done. You mentioned Stuart Friesen. He's back. That's great news. Talked to Danny Dye about the test they had a couple of days ago at Rockingham. Very happy about the way that the Ram performed.
Butterbean Queen is back. He's here full-time. He's run a handful of truck races. Arkham and Art Series champion last year. Cole Butcher picked up a full-time ride. And Minnie Tyrell, the winner of the Ram Series. That was so much fun to watch. The kid did an incredible job. But this is all brand new to him. Never raced a truck before as we take a look at Tony Stewart in the 25.
Also something that you're going to see during this session, Jamie, is guys making full-blown runs to pit road. Just seeing if there's a green flag pit stop, what the limits are to get down to pit road speed as soon as you can. So that's another thing we'll be watching for in this session, seeing how these guys enter pit road. This is cool. Tony Stewart is back, and so is Ram. Wonder what this feels like for Tony. I mean, his eyes have to be just wide open. We know what all he's one of the greatest drivers in the world. And he's decided, heck yeah, I'll give this a try.
And he's been over in NHRA winning Top Fuel Dragsters. I wonder what this truck feels like to him.
Probably feels like a tow truck at this point. He's been running 300 miles an hour in an eighth of a mile. Now he's going to take this truck up around 180. But you can see the intense focus. You can tell the way his head's kind of leaned over, and he's just trying to be smooth and perfect. You owe your team that. You owe your team every bit of precision that you can give them to get the most speed out of the truck you can, because they've been working all winter tuning on these things, fine-tuning them to get them ready for this session.
Especially Colleague Racing, Michael. I mean, it wasn't very long ago they made the announcement that Ram was coming back and they were going to be the home. 5 full-time trucks. That is an effort. So they told Tony, he said, I want to run in the draft. I want to feel the truck. They said, no. We're taking care of this truck. We're doing single truck runs here only in practice.
It's a good looking 5 trucks that Colleague has brought here for Ram. You can see that paint scheme's really cool. Celebrating them being back in NASCAR with their eyes on the Cup Series.
It was fun watching all the youngsters in the sport walking by. Tony was like the guard keeper. He was at the front gate, and I mean, he couldn't say a sentence without somebody coming up to shake his hand, welcome him back to NASCAR.
One more here.
So Tony Stewart, 7 quicks so far, running 1 more lap. Look at Tony Stewart through the years. He has done it all. And we welcome back the Smoke Show to FS1 and the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series. Welcome back to Speed Weeks, presented by Advent Health. Gorgeous day. We're seeing more track activity. We got a little small pack down there on top of the board right now. Chandler Smith, he's one of those truckers in the 38.
Carson Hocevar in the 77, getting a report from our spotters that maybe some smoke rolled up out of that truck. He's coasting back to the garage area.
See what happened here with Carson Hocevar.
Down on the bottom. Oh yeah, that has the appearance of maybe an oil line coming off, the way it looked to me, but we'll have to check with our pit reporters and see what happened. Got her down off the track, and
better to happen now, right, Michael? This is unusual for them. Normally there's a practice session, we go into qualifying and we race, but they have an extra day here at Daytona.
Here's that pack racing we see and love so much. These guys will be moving around, trying to see what happens if they're in a different position in this draft. This isn't just white knuckle, wide open drafting that right now. It's really positioning. Kind of learn what your truck will do when you put it in certain situations.
Let's listen to Carson Hocevar's radio.
For a stumble, and then what did it do when it broke? Sounded like a grenade went off.
Oh.
Transmission. It blew up and about blew my arm off. The whole tunnel's.
Not good all around for Carson Hocevar in the 77. That's crew chief Chad Walter he's talking to.
I like what I'm seeing here. These trucks running high, low, all over the place. We know, though, Jamie, tomorrow night it's going to look much different. When they start trying to position themselves to win stages, to be in a position to win the race, it's just wild how these truckers race.
It's Chandler Smith leading the pack right there in the 38 truck. 2 wins last season.
It's down in the garage area. That 38 truck's cool looking. It's got a big old fish on it.
John Hunter Nemechek on the inside of him.
Look at that move to side draft.
Racy out there.
That's right.
This is going to be hard to get used to. See that truck on the right side of your screen? That is not Matt Crafton. He has moved on. That is indeed Ty Majeski. Basically took the whole team from the 98, just swapped the number, the sponsor.
This kid has been fun to watch come up to speed, hasn't he? He's just a very special young racer. Started as an engineer.
He was still working in the shop the year he won the championship. I mentioned we have a couple of Daytona 500 champions in the field. Alongside me is a Daytona 500 winner as well.
Ricky is an awesome super speedway racer, and he's going to be a force to be reckoned with tomorrow night. Let's check out what he did here in Daytona. Look at that. Crazy moves in this race. Big crash.
There's Stenhouse in the 47.
In the right place at the right time and coasted home. Look at that.
What a moment.
Love it.
A small team like that, Michael. Look at that.
That's not a small man. He's very, very fit, very, very talented with his arms, as you see him doing those pull-ups there.
See Ricky there. You know, he's never raced a truck, Michael.
I know.
First time ever for him here. Michael McDowell. And Corey LaJoie. So Corey LaJoie, Chandler Smith, two of the guys trying to race their way into the Great American Race tonight. So the duel's coming up right after our broadcast here. So keep it locked in. FS1, we've got you covered for 5 hours.
John Hunter's been out there for 11 laps. He's run the most laps of anyone during this session. He's right there ahead of Ricky.
Ben Rhodes in the 99 on top of the board. He was the pole sitter last year.
Getting that drafting done at a speed of just over 183 miles an hour. We'll see that creep on up toward 190 when you put all those trucks together out there. How cool is that?
Michael, so often you hear people say that have raced in all series of NASCAR here, and they say, hands down, the trucks are the hardest to drive around here.
Well, it's just simply air. You know, these trucks punch a big hole in the air, and so it affects the other trucks. And when they're running inches apart, and you catch the wrong gust of air, it can just move your truck over into another guy. It just makes it very, very difficult. And it makes me nervous. I sat up here just on the edge of my seat watching them race and wondering when it's going to go wrong, because I can promise you this, it will. They're going to get out of whack.
What a lineup we have. 44 trucks here, Michael, trying to make a 36-spot race. It's the biggest in a long time. A lot to talk about. And oh yeah, by the way, guys, that 11 right there, not Corey Heim this year. That is indeed Caden Honeycutt.
What a year Corey Heim had, huh? When he showed up in 2021 at Darlington, we put a circle around that name, Corey Heim, because we knew he was going to be special, leading late in that race in his first try there. And look at these numbers. How many times was it Heim time? Many times.
12 times to be exact. And Michael, I feel like every race he was breaking a record of some sort.
Well, he broke my favorite record that I've ever seen happen. A 7-wide pass at Phoenix for the championship. He went 7 wide on a mile track. I just shook my head. Holy cow.
They pitted late, Michael, and he fought for it, became the champion, and he raced his way in. Last night, he qualified for the Daytona 500. It's practice time for the truckers. Stay with us. Welcome back to Daytona International Speedway as Truck Series practice continues here. So far, we've seen 19 trucks take at least one lap here in practice, but Michael, quite a few are not here yet. What is going on, Amanda?
Yeah, guys, I'm going to give you a little high shot here. You're looking at the tech line here at Daytona International Speedway. As you said, Jamie, there's 19 trucks that we've seen pull laps around here at Daytona, but I counted about 18 trucks back in this line that have going through tech for their second or third time. I ended up talking to the 52 that you can see there of Stuart Friesen. They failed for overall template about 1/8 of an inch, so not much, but goodness, there's a ton of trucks going back through this thing. When we were catching up with Tony Stewart earlier from Colleague, only one of their trucks of the 5 had passed tech so far, so we'll keep our eyes and ears on this one. But good news for fans out there. I did hear that the 42 has passed tech, and that means Travis Pastrana should be on track soon.
Thank you, Amanda. It'll be good. Everybody's just eager. They want to get some laps going. I know Cletus McFarland is one that wants to get out. He's going through right now. Here's Butterbean Queen in the 12 truck. Good news for him.
Go ahead and jump up to the grass here. Go ahead and get your second gear.
As he gets ready to hit the track, let's take a look back at last year. What an amazing season it was for Butterbean Queen.
I just love his spirit. I talked to him today, and he said it's been so cool celebrating this ARCA championship and getting ready to be a part of the Craftsman Truck Series. Part of his winter has been promoting Cummins and Dodge and Ram and his sponsors. He said, I went to LA for the first time. I made a commercial. It was so cool. And just the youthful enthusiasm and the energy that you see these guys have getting to do this, having an opportunity to race in NASCAR, especially here at Daytona, you can just feel their excitement.
Well, he was so impressive. 8 wins last year in ARCA, and then he goes to a Waffle House every time he wins, Michael. There's a couple around here. Maybe he'll get his shot. Riding on board here, making their way out to the track from the garage.
Pretty tight little run out of the garage area onto pit road. Michael McDowell just up ahead there, Daytona 500 champion.
Riding on board with Tony Stewart.
Tony getting another run in.
So TJ Bell is Tony Stewart's spotter. So Tony's been spending a lot of time with him, learning his feedback. Tony's going to be up on the roof tonight during the duels with a headset on, just listening to that back and forth. TJ Bell's the spotter for AJ Allmendinger.
I wonder if Tony agreed to do this and then started watching truck races, because if it had been the other way around, I might have decided not to do it, because we know, Jamie, it's going to be a show tomorrow night. There's going to be so much that happens between to get to victory lane. I'm so happy for his spirit and him wanting to be here and be a part of this.
He was genuinely excited about it. His wife Leah, his son Dom, they are here in the coach lot. See Caden Honeycutt in the 11 leading this 3-truck pack.
Timmy Hill in the back there in that 56, he was a part of it, but they kind of pulled away from Timmy. That's kind of a sad feeling when you're in the draft and then you're not.
So close, but so far.
Talked to Timmy. He said they had a good off season. Said yesterday he had one of the longest days of his life as he took his kids to Disneyland. He said, you think a 500-mile race is tiring, Mike? You ought to do what I did yesterday. But that's so cool that he comes to Florida, got his family first, and now he's in a truck doing what he loves to do.
See all these drivers walking through the garage with their families. It's a great place to come. And they spend the week down here. Timmy hopes to run all the truck races this year. Obviously still looking for a little sponsorship.
Bounce out, wait all winter long to get to Daytona and get this opportunity to get on the track. It's got to feel really good. No matter if your speed is off a little bit, just getting some reps. This is good stuff.
Well, we saw the issues with Carson Hocevar. Thought he maybe blew up, and he is out of the truck and with Amanda.
Hey, Carson, yeah, we heard your radio, and it was kind of wild in there. What happened?
Yeah, I guess we shouldn't have practiced. You know, they would have avoided this. But no, so what happened was I felt really slow, but it wasn't like an engine thing, but I was looking at my temps and everything, but I could tell something, driveline, something was slow and, you know, kind of making it stumble. And so I went to go grab the shifter to like throw it in neutral and just shut it off. And all of a sudden it, you know, just blew up the inside of the truck, and the whole tunnel is, you know, there's like a huge gap in the floor basically. And luckily my hand, you know, didn't get, you know, there wasn't anything that shot up at it, just a bunch of shrapnel and stuff. But yeah, not great, but our, you know, IKEA Best Buy Silverado looks great. The blue and yellow looks good. It matches Spire colors, and we'll be ready to go. for the duel, but then also the truck. Hopefully they can get this thing rocking and rolling.
Michael, how quickly would that catch your attention as a driver?
Oh, there's a lot going on inside of one of these trucks, and when something comes apart, it can be very scary. First of all, it's just a violent explosion, and I'm glad he didn't have his hand on the shifter like he said. He felt like that was a good move.
Those guys have a long night ahead of them, Michael, before qualifying at 3 o'clock tomorrow. Here's Lane Riggs. Talked about that young man a lot last year. Stay with us. Practice continues here. Just over 23 minutes remain in the first and only Craftsman Truck Series practice. Gorgeous view of the World Center of Racing. Caden Honeycutt just jumped to the top.
Over 185 miles an hour. I like to keep reminding you of that because it's just crazy how fast these trucks are and some of the moves that you have to make very quickly in order to learn what your truck needs or wants.
See, just over 48 seconds to get around this 2.5 mile oval.
You want to see a move made quickly? An example of that? Taylor Gray. Wow! He just dove down to the bottom. That's, as a racer, I don't know how much he trusted his spotter on that or how much he cleared himself, but that move was made just because he wants to feel the air with other trucks around him and what his truck does when he's in different positions. But that was aggressive.
Welcome back, Taylor Gray. He was away all last year, moved himself on up to the Xfinity Series, now the O'Reilly Series. Good to see him back. His older brother, Tanner Gray, of course, back in the 15 truck for Tricon, so they're teammates and with the same team. I should say brothers and with the same team. Getting some more trucks there. Feeling the draft. There's Tanner Gray.
26 years old from New Mexico. Very talented young racer.
Some new sponsors on that truck. Looks a little different than we're used to seeing.
Whether you're in the pack or all by yourself, you're just filling out what your truck will do. And these guys were staging themselves to try to join some other trucks and make some moves.
It's Cole Butcher in that 13 truck, newest addition to the Thor Sport lineup. He ran a few races for Stuart Friesen last year, did a good enough job, got the attention of Duke Thorson.
He was very happy with the performance of that truck down at the Rockingham test last week. Said he felt like they were very competitive, good speed. This is a different animal though. The draft and the positioning, those high banks, 185 miles an hour. Whew.
How about this young man, Gio Ruggiero in the 17, 7th quick right now. Got that Truck Series win at Talladega last year.
He was fun to watch last year, wasn't he?
I mean, from the drop of the green flag here at Daytona where he finished second, he was in the mix each and every week, Michael.
Yeah, and just very, very consistent and steady. See all those top 10s? Did a great job on the super speedways with the second at Daytona, like you said, and then the win at Talladega.
Some people are saying that he could be the favorite for the championship this year in his second full season. What do you think?
He'd be on the short list, but I don't know how you can not say that Lane Riggs is your favorite to be the champion, and Caden Honeycutt in that 11 truck. Those are a couple of guys that I'll have my eye on.
Well, we know what that 11 team has. It's basically, he got the keys. Yes, he got the keys to that team, to that 11 truck. By the way, Scott Zipadelli, crew chief we talked about so much, won the championship with Corey Heim. He is not here this weekend. He broke his leg, had surgery yesterday. So the team engineer, David Stewart, is on the box. So I talked to Scott. He's in a lot of pain. We're thinking of him. He's hoping to be back next week at Atlanta.
Yeah, I'm thinking about you, bud.
And there he is, the 42 of Travis Pastrana. Welcome back to NASCAR. It's only been a couple years, though. He ran for 23-11 in the Daytona 500, finished 11th.
This guy, he's out there. He's done some crazy things. You know what he did, Jamie? He jumped out of an airplane without a parachute on. It doesn't get much crazier than that.
And that indeed happened. That is Travis Pastrana to a T.
Wow.
That's in his backyard.
I love watching Travis Pastrana and Cletus McFarland have a conversation because they are cut from the same mold.
And here they are, teammates in the Truck Series race at Daytona. But Travis Pastrana, I've been covering him since he was 15 years old in Supercross. First to ever do a double backflip, and now look at this.
Yeah,
You mentioned Cletus.
Cletus doesn't believe in sleeves. He likes to remove those. He and Greg Biffle were great buddies, and Biff always went around without sleeves on as well. And you saw on that 42 truck right there behind the 42, that's 16.
Yeehaw, boys, we're at Daytona.
They're honoring Biff there, as all the trucks with a 16 on them.
Well, you'll see that with all the Nice trucks, and that's because a lot of the guys with this team were with Biffle over at Roush in the early days. So
Dearly
great
missed.
tribute. Yes, yes. Greg Biffle and his entire family were thinking of them every day. Just under 18 minutes remain here. Caden Honeycutt the fastest here at Daytona. You're watching Craftsman Truck Series practice. Press box, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, how do you tell the world that we lost Dale Earnhardt today?
I'm a rookie.
I was 8.
We were all there. I was one of the last people to talk to Dale Earnhardt the day he died.
You remember what life was like before that day, and you remember what life has been like after that day.
We've lost Dale Earnhardt.
We've lost Dale Earnhardt 25 years later. Premieres tonight following the America 250 Florida duel at Daytona right here on FS1. Certainly a day that no fan here watching will ever forget.
Certainly.
There is one man in this Truck Series race that was there that day. He was only 15, and that was Frankie Muniz. Look back to that day, pre-race. Look at Frankie, just a happy little 15-year-old. Look at it. Eyes as big as saucers talking to Dale Earnhardt. And then he got to ride along in the pace car.
Got to be crazy memories for him, right? Being here for that and now being out there on the racetrack. Wonder if he saw that one coming. I don't know.
No kidding. Certainly got the bug for racing, and he talks about Dale, and he had a lot to do with his desire to be here to race in NASCAR. So Frankie Muniz is back full time. Happy to see him. He's been out on track, turned some laps. 7 to be exact.
Cattle farmer.
Yeah.
From
There he
Statesville,
is.
North Carolina, Tyler Ankrum. I talked to him today about the ice and snow that we had in North Carolina, and I said, how did your cows do? He said, look, they did all right. He said, they don't mind snow as much as you think they might. He's a really, really intense young man, and very, very good year last year. I feel like he's going to be somebody to contend with. We got to pick some favorites, Jamie. I've already told you my two. I like Lane Riggs, and I like Caden Honeycutt. But you couldn't rule out this guy being on the short list as well.
Absolutely, and he came on stronger at the end. He made it to the Championship 4, which, by the way, it's no more Championship 4. It is the chase format is coming back this year.
He just aborted that run for some reason. What's going on? I don't know what's going on there.
Ankrum just turned 9 laps, 16th quick. Josh Rayom, nice stars and stripes.
I like that.
Yeah.
Very colorful number 22 truck for Josh.
So Tony Stewart has been in and out 9 laps. He's 21st on the board. Let's listen to his radio just moments ago.
Was your ride quality any better right there? Yeah, I still wouldn't say she's a Cadillac by any means, but I'm sure it's going to have to be a little bit ugly to be good. Okay, how's your water temp been? I'm a driver. I don't look at that. So it's been good. 10-4? All right, we're good right there.
Making the team laugh.
That's funny. When I ran my last race, they said, come sit in the car. I want you to see if you can see those gauges. We put smaller ones in there. I said, I couldn't see the ones you had in there before. I said, if something's wrong, do they still turn colors? And they said, yeah. I said, we're good then. And I think Tony's on the same page.
I think he is. So he seems to be happy. He said it's not riding like a Cadillac.
No.
Might have to be a little ugly to be good, he said.
It's going to be ugly tomorrow night. I can promise you that. Slipping and sliding, pushing and shoving as Danny Dye takes to the track, and that number 10 Ram. That second place finish for him in 24 at Nashville kind of put him on the map to me.
It did.
Christian Eckes was dominant, but he was just right there, so close to Christian, and he was solid, and then he moved on to the Xfinity Series, and now he's back, and I just think he's a talented young racer.
He is, and we welcome Daniel Dye back full time.
He's also a great bowler. We did a special with him when we went bowling. He doesn't put his fingers in the balls. He just palms it and throws it, and it spins down there.
He travels with his ball, I think.
Yeah.
Downtime, go to the local bowling alley. He's a good golfer, too.
I wouldn't go that far.
Okay. How about you?
I'm very good at golf.
Caden Honeycutt still on top over Taylor Gray and Michael McDowell. Tonight, right here on FS1, Speed Weeks is well underway as the NASCAR Cup Series goes full throttle for the duel at Daytona. Pre-race gets going at 7 o'clock with the green flag flying just after. We'll set the field for the Great American Race. Actually coming up right after us, Michael.
Yeah.
We're going to talk to drivers. We're going to set the field, talk about what we saw last night.
Those qualifying races are just such opportunities to make your pick for who you think the favorite to win the Daytona 500 is. How those cars handle, how they draft up and around other trucks. Dawson Sutton in the 26 there getting a little antsy, it looked like, maybe to make a move, decided against it.
Rackley Wars running a second truck with Tony Breidinger for select races this year.
It's nice and tidy. These drivers are respecting one another and just drafting along. And I think it's important, Jamie, to get in the draft for a little bit just to make sure your truck handles okay. You know, that's what Tony Stewart said. He said it's got to be a little bit bad to be fast, I guess. And that's I think that's what these drivers are seeing. Are they fast enough to push and keep up?
Let's listen to Tony Stewart's radio just moments ago.
I get in trouble already? Yeah, I don't know. They're really mad. Told me to let you know to park right behind their hauler. This is great news.
Well, guys, I'm happy to report that Tony Stewart is not in trouble down here just yet. Some of the Ram trucks had made it back over here into the garage to park after tech, and he simply just ran out of room to park his own truck over here by the hauling area in the garage. Had to park behind the NASCAR Craftsman official truck. Did a tire change, back on track, and happy to report some of those other Ram trucks are back. You'll see Mini Tyrell start pulling laps here soon too, guys.
Thanks, Amanda. Made his heart skip a beat.
I like that it kind of scared him. I figured Tony'd say, I didn't do anything. Wow, there's Minnie.
What a nice young man, Michael.
Yes.
Got to talk to him. So excited for this opportunity.
Ram race for the seat. That was a great show. It's just so cool, the energy and the excitement that Ram being a part of the series has brought. It was a really, really great addition to the truck series.
Let's take a look at Ram race for the seat. What a big moment for him.
Nothing like winning. Look at that.
So a group of drivers, I believe it was maybe 15, Michael. They were together in a house for 2.5 weeks. They weren't allowed to be on cell phones, watch TV, nothing. It was a reality show, and it was all about points. So Minnie said that last race, he won it. So he won the overall. He gets this ride for the entire season. What a great story. This young man does so many great things. The Cars Tour, he raises awareness for pediatric cancer, gives back. Glad to see him here in a truck for the first time.
I can't wait to watch him race. You know, we talk a lot about as Cletus McFarland is getting to make some laps there in his Ford truck.
How about this red, white, and blue look?
How about the energy that this cat brings to NASCAR? Back last fall, I raced Crown Victoria against him down in Florida. We had a great time mixing it up. He likes to mix it up.
Yes, he does. He will race anything.
He's just got such energy. As you said, race anything, as there's good evidence of just that.
So much fun. He gets all you guys, all you drivers, former and current, to come down and mix it up. Race anything that's got a motor. So much fun. That's Cletus McFarland. We'll see him on track coming up in the race tomorrow night.
Little drafting there for Cletus and Ricky Stenhouse.
Tonight, the field is set for the Daytona 500 with the duel at Daytona at 7 p.m. Eastern on FS1. Racing continues Friday with the Truck Series at 7:30 p.m. Eastern on FS1.
So much still to come. Remember, pre-race show coming up right when we wrap things up here at 6 o'clock Eastern. Stay tuned. We'll set everything that you need to know on the table so you can watch the duel, see who needs to race their way in. Corey LaJoie, one of those drivers right there in the 75 truck. He's got to race his way in tonight, driving for Brad Keselowski's team.
Stuart Friesen, part of that little draft session.
Nick Light's in the 5 truck. It's a Tricon garage truck, and I talked to David Gilliland, the co-owner of this team. He said this will be a rotating seat this year, so they'll have 2 trucks to see a lot of different personalities, young and veterans.
I was talking to Butterbean, and Nick walked up and he said, we kind of grew up together. They've been doing the same thing. So it's really cool how when you race late models or go-karts from the beginning, you form friendships that take you all the way to NASCAR if you're good enough to get here.
Stuart Friesen made it out just in time. You see him there in the 52 truck. Michael, it's so good to see him.
Got a big win the other night, too. That's awesome. He's back and he's winning again. I'm so happy that he's here.
Last July, unbelievable wreck. Shattered his hip, broke his leg, fractured his back. And he's back. No cane, no assistance at all. Feels good. He's down 15 pounds, by the way.
It's going to take us a little while to get used to this not being Matt Crafton. I promise you that. Matt's been in that truck for about 20 years.
There's Matt Collick. Used to seeing him in the O'Reilly series or in the Cup series, but they're in the truck series now, and they went big. 5 trucks. As you see, red flag is in the air. That means practice has come to an end, and Caden Honeycutt wins practice, as they say. We'll be back to wrap things up. Good to see Justin Haley back in the field here in the trucks full time.
It definitely helps Chase Elliott. I mean, there's no question that it helps Chase Elliott because of the fact that this is his style of racing. Like, they're grinders. They're able to take those 10ths and turn them into 5ths, and take a 20th and turn it into a 10th, and so you have to be a grinder in this system to win it.
Join Kevin Harvick every Tuesday and Thursday for NASCAR's #1 on the charts podcast. Love to hear what Kevin Harvick has to say. He has some great guests. They were live today from Daytona. Very cool. So
informative.
Sure to check that out.
I mean, I learned so much. I've been around here forever, but I learned so much every time I listen to the podcast, watch it.
And here it is. This is how it all shook out here in the one and only practice session for Craftsman Truck Series. Caden Honeycutt did a nice job.
So did Cole Butcher. I was really impressed with that 13 truck. I saw him make a couple of cool moves out there, and he's just learning what this is all about. So, and we saw Timmy Hill fall back early, but he got in a good draft and kept up and had a really fast truck.
Perhaps somebody to watch. You always ask, about the underdog.
That's right. That's why I love coming to Daytona, to see who's going to surprise us next. And it's always fun to see those guys that step up.
See who didn't practice because of issues with tech, so they'll just have to wait until qualifying tomorrow. Let's check in with Amanda.
Well, as we've been covering all practice session, Tony Stewart is back here in the Craftsman Truck Series, and I wish you guys could see the line of people that are out here actually recording this interview. Welcome back to you, Tony Stewart. But you told me prior to this session that you just need to get out there and make some laps. Thoughts?
I still need to make more laps and wish we had another hour where we get some drafting practice. But, yeah, just little things here and there. Steering box ratios is a lot different than I thought it would be. I'm going to have to move my mirror around. We thought we were going to have to move numbers on the dash. It's just little stuff that when you drive these things, you get it sorted out pretty quick. But trying to do it in 50 minutes, you can do it at the shop all you want, but until you get on the racetrack, you don't really know what you've got. So, but it's cool. I mean, not going to lie, it was fun to get back out there, even by myself. It was really cool to be out there. But I was thinking about my iRacing guys while we were out there going, yeah, I got to hold my hands really still, even though we didn't really do a full-blown qualifying run. So I'm excited about it. I mean, they definitely drive different than I thought. I mean, this, technology's changed so much and the NASCAR rules have changed so much that, watching Cup qualifying last night and how bad they bounced around, I mean, trucks do too. So I don't think near as bad as the Cup cars. So, but it's definitely different than what I remember last time I was here, but it was a lot of fun.
We saw you had to park behind that NASCAR hauler. How relieved were you that you weren't in trouble?
Well, yeah, he told me, he goes, they want you to park behind the NASCAR hauler, and I thought, well, we've been in this thing about 35, 40 minutes here. I already got in trouble. So, no, it's the garage area here is not a garage area. This whole entire truck series is in a parking lot here in Daytona. So when I got called to the truck, I thought, man, that didn't take long. It's like old times again. But no, the atmosphere down here is really cool. It's a lot of fun to be back here.
Well, I think what people can see across that parking lot is the smile on Tony Stewart as he returns here in Daytona.
Thanks, Amanda. Well, I know there's a smile on our faces. It's like circa 2016, the last time we saw Tony race anything in NASCAR.
And just it tells you how important NASCAR is and how important Daytona is. Tony's done everything in motorsports, including winning drag races, but he gets that smile. He gets giddy when he talks about racing these high banks and being a part of this truck series. I love that. I also love what he said, the vibe down in the garage area. We were down there. We felt it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of energy for this race this weekend.
There's so many drivers to watch. I mean, you see the regulars. Caden Honeycutt looked incredible out there, but then you've got Travis Pastrana. We don't know what's going to happen. Cletus, Butterbean. I mean, there's so many names. I'm so excited to see what happens. We'll be back tomorrow at 3 Eastern for qualifying. What do you expect?
You don't know what to expect because the fastest times were all in drafting, so who knows? We're going to have another surprise when we go qualifying.
So much more still to come. Keep it right here on FS1. The duel at Daytona coming up, but it's race day. We're going to set the field. I'm going to go downstairs, change my shoes, and we're going to cover everything, hear from the drivers. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you in just moments for the duel right here at Daytona.